Wait, it's exciting. Oh, hey, we're live.
Oh, shit. Hi.
Hey, Joe, how are you doing?
It's fine, I guess. It's Friday. It's Friday, right?
It's Friday. I feel like
Cool.
I've been drinking for both of us.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I'll have what you're having.
Perfect. I'm having whiskey. I'm having a lot of whiskey right now. It's wonderful. But we got some comments that in some of the past shows, I seemed a little bit more subdued. I didn't have the same kind of manic alcoholic energy. So I'm like, you know what? I will solve that problem by drinking more.
There you go. I think that's. I think there's a lot of examples of celebrities and people like that doing that and turning out just fine.
It is absolutely fine.
Yes. Although, in all fairness, Norm Macdonald's dead and Artie Lang's alive. So
yeah. So it's not.
That's another bet that Norm would have lost.
That is true. I think we all would have lost that bet. Well. Yeah. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. It is Friday, and we are going to hopefully have a great time here. Geoff Thorne, writer of Green Lantern and Mosaic, will be here shortly. He just is wrapping up a couple things, so he will be around and join us, and we'll have a good time. I feel like I'm having a good time for both of us right now, Joe.
You sure are.
We'll get you there.
I am getting there. I have. This is Yeah, no, it's. I'm gonna get there. I've got some peach tea with me, which is nice.
Peach tea.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. No problem.
No, but yeah. Oh, exciting news. No one in comics, YouTube, or Twitter has been talking about, which I find very weird. Grimes is back on the market, everybody.
Grimes is back on the market.
Yeah, Elon Musk and Grimes split.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well there you go.
Yeah, that's some big news for people. Honestly, I think there's a lot of people that at least listen to this that aesthetically look like Elon Musk. So
okay, that's good. All right, well hey Shane, you got a chance. Go for it. Anyway,
no, cool. Not Frank Grimes. No, although that's one of the best Simpsons episodes ever.
Yes, that is. Hey, so anyway, thank you everybody for coming. Like I said, we'll have some good people here, relatively, good people besides Joe and me. A couple of slobs.
Oh yeah, no.
Geoff is on his way. Hey, what is going on right now? 40 years ago, 1981, Iron Man fought Dr. Doom. You remember this shit?
I love that bit. 149, 150, and then David and Bob got to do it again for 249 and 250 when they were on the book again. It's great stuff. Yeah.
This was good. It was Iron Man time traveling. It was
Arthurian legend.
Yeah.
It had a lot of good stuff there, especially now because it feels like every jackass is trying to do something like Arthurian now. I think we've gotten back to that.
Yeah, but crappy.
Yeah, but that's most things because 90% of everything sucks. So
yeah, well, okay. I'm going to work extra hard to bring you up today. We're going to make it happen. No, this was a good storyline. People should check it out. What's weird is that Marvel has never. I mean, they've reprinted this a few times and they reference it, but an easy thing they could do is just take these comics and reprint them and get them out into the market. It's actually harder than I thought to find these comics. I thought these been reprinted a million times, but actually not as much as I thought.
No, they're in the out of print David Michelinie omnibus, and they're in the out of print like Marvel Premiere Edition, which is the one I have. I have the hardcover. And as Yule's pointing out, if you go to Fantastic Comics YouTube page, Yule and Breen, both friends of the show, did a retrospective on that story.
So speaking of Breen, I gotta call out. You did something nice. It appeared. I just saw a post. So Breen was looking for a copy of Beckstar number 5.
4, but yeah.
Number 4. Okay, number 4. Because 5 comes out next week.
Yeah, 5 is out next week. Nice. I have copies of 5. But...
Oh well, aren't you special?
You're
a writer, so.
Yeah, but
he asked for a copy, and you sent him that and some other stuff, all signed. That's pretty nice of you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I was like, I'm mailing something out anyway. But it's just like I'm like, why mail one comic? So I sent him, a signed, what was it, the Ragnarok #1, like director's cut or whatever edition, signed by Walt Simonson.
A signed Walt Simonson book.
Yeah, sent that. Wow. sketched on All New X Factor #1, the sketch cover for Riley Brown did the sketch of Quicksilver, and it's signed by Peter David. And here's the kicker. I also got a Corey Pettit signature on there. There's not a lot of those since he's a letterer, and people don't often ask letterers to sign stuff unless they're like, Todd Klein or something. So
that's really nice of you. That's that's very nice of you. Well, yeah, Breen got something pretty good. He's got to hook you up something in return.
Yeah, it's okay. I think we got something on there. It's going to be
all right.
Good. Oh, someone Lane missed out on the Captain America Brubaker omnibus reprint. That's going to come back.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Disney will mine that up until the point that Brubaker sues them for rights.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that'll come back. I just have the first and second ones. Captain America Lives reprint, I think, is in November, so I'll finally pick that up. That's something I think you and I, Perch, have somewhat in common with comics. Like, there'll be things where we're like, oh man, this aged poorly, and that part sucked, and this part sucked. Yeah, I own the whole run in multiple formats.
Well, sure. Exactly. That's the best part of being a comic fan. I watch all these people like comic fans shouldn't complain. Are you kidding me? That's like one of the best parts of being a comic fan, about bitching about stuff that you have invested thousands of dollars on and continue to invest thousands of dollars in.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's great. I love that stuff. I can joke about when we first see, like Darkseid of those like early Jack Kirby Fourth World comics where he's like sitting at a desk, but like a person desk, not like a crazy desk.
Yeah.
And I can still, purchase that Absolute edition because it looks so fucking good.
Absolutely. No, that's the great part of comics. We love everything. Anyway, have you, I think they're asking me because I don't know. Do you have a City of Joe kind of kid situation going on, or?
No, I don't, but
as far as you know.
As far as I know, but yeah, I'd like to read Chainsaw Man, but I want to get like the hard copies, and they don't exist apparently. So
they're hard to find. But hey, we've got Geoff Thorne with us. Geoff, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
I am sitting down in my house. I am finally home. That's what I have to say.
Look at you!
Oh shit!
It's a banner Friday. I'm looking forward to seeing you. We'll talk off the air, but I'm looking forward to coming down and seeing you very soon.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, we're gonna. Well, I'm gonna drink.
You're gonna drink, and I'm gonna make sure you get into an Uber to get home safely. Is
sure.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen.
That will be much appreciated. Well, thanks for joining us. We have not talked in months because last time you're here, I wasn't here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. You know what it is? It's because I keep popping in for the chat. I feel like I've been here.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
What the hell's going on, man?
Not much. I got my comps issue 5 of Beckstar earlier. Right. I got some peach tea. Having that.
Oh, really? Non-alcoholic, or is that some sort of euphemism?
No. This is regular tea, but I was gonna vape, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't worry, folks.
I'll drink for 3 of us. How's that?
Please do that. Someone should.
Hey, speaking of comics, next week we're going to launch a comic here on this channel, so that'll be fun.
What?
I hope people enjoy it. It'll be we're going to get that thing out there. You'll have a good time with it. So we're going to launch a comic next week.
Nice.
So that will be fun too. But enough.
Holy
about
crap!
That. Yeah, it'll be fun, cheap and fun.
There you go. Cheap fun's pretty great.
Cheap and fun is always great. How about so Geoff, you've seen the news today, I'm sure. Steve Ditko is the Steve Ditko estate.
Oh, you should have fucked with it. We did the Grimes and Elon Musk broke up.
Oh yeah. There you go.
What?
Yeah.
Grimes is free. Yeah.
They were together 3 years.
Damn it, I'm still married.
I know.
Why did she tell me? I couldn't give 2 shits. Whatever. You know what? Never mind. That's a whole rant by itself. I did. I literally, just before I left where I was, I saw the whole "we're suing them for the rights back" or whatever situation. I'm like, well, were you suing them 8 years ago, 10 years ago? when nobody was doing anything with any of these characters, when they were at best members of cartoon characters, teens or whatever? Were you suing them then? No? Interesting. So
it is interesting. I don't see this going anywhere. Do you? I mean,
no.
I think that the Ditko estate will get a little bit of money, and we'll get one of those special thanks to Steve Ditko kind of credits that come up.
Yeah. I'm frosty about this stuff. It's work for hire, dude. It's work for hire. I'm sorry that the company that bought the company figured a way to make billions of dollars out of it. It's still a work for hire contract. Sorry about it.
It's hard to get around that. This isn't about feels. It's about lawyers and who you blow. I mean, it's not. Yeah.
Damn. Perch is back. God damn it.
I just slide that stuff in there. Yeah. No, I mean, this is going to generate the most insufferable part of this are the amount of articles that this will generate talking about how Marvel is about to die.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And how they owe who's owed what for what they contributed, and I just when you sign a contract for a work for hire, basically what you're the duty you're assuming is I'm going to get paid to do this for this other company. They're buying my abilities, right? They're literally buying my expertise to do X. Superman. Let's just say Superman, whatever. And it's up to me how much of my expertise I pump in to this work for hire project. So if I choose to make up brand new characters that I don't own, if I choose to come up with genius storylines that might resonate through the ages, then that's on me, but it was my choice. Yep. So if the company 15, 20, 30 years later goes, hey, remember that thing from 1974 that some people liked? Can we base a movie on that? Why, sure, we own it. Let's base a movie on that. Go. You don't owe, nobody owes you anything. You got paid back in 1960, whatever the fuck. And that's what you got paid for.
It's true.
Sorry about it.
It's tough, but it's true.
Make a better deal.
Yeah.
Make a better deal.
Which, speaking of which, people have asked about, well, wait a minute, how did Neil Gaiman manage to get the rights for Angela? There was a better deal for Neil Gaiman there.
Yeah, he read his contract and said, nope, how about this? Yeah. And they went, okay, Neil, sure.
It was very, there was an involved court case there, but he had grounds to stand on. That's ultimately where it's good. A lot of these Disney things they don't. So it's, anyway, it's a tough situation. Again, Joe, congratulations on completing Beckstar.
Beckstar is the shit. I love that book.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a very good series, and you did well by yourself. Now, when are we getting Beckstar 2? They finally go to dinner.
Well, we will see. I'm in the middle of finishing up one unannounced thing. I'm starting the second issue on another unannounced thing. I'm outlining a third unannounced thing. So at some point, as things are moving along, I might be able to work something out.
All right. When are we going to hear about it? Other than a thing.
I wish I knew.
Would you keep the band together? Would it be the same team overall?
Yeah. No, we would only, I think, do it if it was the same team.
That's how I feel too. Good for you.
Good for you. Congratulations. Obviously, if you're joining us right now, hit like because I don't know what that does, but it's good, I guess.
Do it. Like.
Man, your name is butchered there all to shit, Geoff.
Oh, wow. That's something.
Goof. And goof, Thorne.
We only full class here.
Dude, I couldn't. You know what? You got the initials mostly. You got all the letters. That's really what's important.
Nothing quite says we are drunk and silly than my rambling and Joe is literally just blowing vape smoke at the screen.
Yeah, fuck it, right? But Gabriel, I can't say which publishers yet. One of them I haven't worked for before. The other two I have. I'll say that.
Oh, there you go. No, Heather Antos did not edit this slide. Jesus Christ!
Oh my God! Jesus Christ! It's Friday. Can we leave the knives at home for 5 minutes?
It's yes. Just don't pay no attention. Like the cup. Anyway, Mosaic. Mosaic. A final. It wasn't the day Mosaic #1 shipped, but today actually was final order cutoff for issue #1.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Huh, weird.
Yeah.
I went a long, strange trip.
There's a whole interview with Geoff talking about Mosaic. This still remains one of the series that I think over the last 10 years frustrates me the most because of the potential of that series and kind of what ultimately happened. Because that was one of the cooler new character ideas that Marvel came up with.
Thank you very much. First of all, I don't know that Illith Delore. Yes, there will be multiple galas. Wait till you see the Red Lantern Gala. Wait till you see it. It's going to be insane.
Okay.
Mosaic was weird because, I did make it up. But it came at that weird time where they were doing Marvel Now and they were doing the whole Inhumans promotion. And I don't know what kind of editorial. Like I seem to be the herald of the death of various editors-in-chief because basically right after Mosaic was accepted, Axel Alonso was out the door. And right after my Green Lantern got greenlit, Dan DiDio was bye-bye. So I'm not saying there's a correlation. I'm just saying it's an interesting coincidence.
So you're saying we should be hoping you get something at Marvel soon?
I mean, whatever, yo. But yeah, it was just a really crazy time backstage, I'm sure, for them too. And we had to navigate a lot. We were supposed to get a full year. We never really expected more than that. Obviously, we only got 8 of them. And we bumped hard up against that X versus Inhumans thing. Yeah. And I think that was the torpedo that sunk the ship, really.
Well, and much like that title itself, which bumped hard against people being interested in reading it.
I'm a big believer in if there had been a good story there, that it would have gotten over whatever fan backlash there might have been. But I think the problem was there was more to fuel backlash than there was great story to tell.
There was definitely an absence of great story for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know why they were fighting. They have people in common and, it seemed all, and again, nothing against the people involved. I think there was a lot of corporate activity going on at the very highest levels, which sort of required this must happen. But in one of those stories is like, why are we telling this? Like, who's the story for? Like, literally, who's here for this? So, kind of like that other book of mine. What's his name? The dude who I can't remember his freaking name.
Wolverine.
No, he teleports around and murders terrorists.
Spider-Man.
No, not Spider-Man.
Batman.
No, shit, I can't even fucking remember. Get Solo.
Solo, yeah.
Solo, right?
Yeah.
Why are we making a Solo book? I'm happy to write the scripts. I'm happy to take the check. But who's the audience for this book?
I agree. No, I completely agree. But real quick before we get other questions. So, Joe, this TKO short, Seeds of Eden.
What's that?
This has been out for a while, right?
Yeah, it came out last year. We launched the that book I did with Liana Kangas and Paul Azucetta, and Jeff Powell was the letter on that. But we launched the shorts line they did. We were shorts #1, and it was it's a throwback to kind of more like 70s sci-fi. And I really love doing it. It's 14-page story. And I really liked doing it. I think people should obviously check it out.
Thank you. Fun. It's a good sci-fi story.
Well, I didn't know you then, but I know you can fucking write now. So I'm going to go check it out.
Thank you. I saw somebody promoting it this week, so I was reminded people should go check it out. It's a good series. So, Geoff, will you be murdering any football player's wife in the pages of Green Lantern?
What the fuck? I don't even know what that is.
I think that's a reference to the hero OJ who completely killed his wife.
Oh, Not football players' wives.
Okay. So hold out hope, people. There you go.
Well, let's put it like this. So far, we got a tally of roughly 4,000 dead Green Lanterns. So somebody's wife is grieving right now, and somebody's husband is grieving right now.
There you go. So, yeah, screw you. Where are you at on the Arby's debate? Geoff, do you like Arby's?
I'm going to go. I got to be with Perch on that one.
Yeah.
Not a fan. Not a fan. A long time ago.
There you go. Everybody with taste, for sure.
Yeah. Wow. So I didn't know that was a thing. But
you've established before you're not an Arby's fan either, right?
I don't think I've ever eaten at an Arby's.
Okay. It's okay. I mean, like, I'm not anti-Arby's. I'm just not pro.
Yeah. Well, in fairness, all joking aside, I don't have that many passionate feelings about Arby's. I just will never eat it.
Why are we talking about OJ?
Oh, Norm Macdonald passed away. And of course,
the relentless Norm Macdonald.
Classic.
Okay. Yeah.
Mumbles wants to ask, have you ever written a good comic?
I only write good comics.
Yes. Yeah. Come on. Go. All of the comics.
Like literally 100% of my comic book writing is excellent.
That is verified. Absolutely. Are they still going to make an Inhumans TV show? No.
I would say I would not hold my breath on that one.
Yeah. I also. Are there any Green Lantern shifts with Teen Lantern since Bendis is taking his ball and going to Dark Horse?
Well, one, I'm not certain that that's exactly true. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And two, I don't know Bendis, the man who we refer to by only his last name. I don't know him, but he sent me a very nice DM. Thank you for continuing to use Kelly. But that's been basically the end of our contact. There's one more contact we had. I wanted to maybe use some characters that he'd made up in Justice League. He sent me the character sheets. Everything you're learning about Kelly is entirely coming out of Geoff's head, my head. And there's been no pushback from editorial about any of it. So Bendis's activities don't seem to influence what he does or does not do, seems not to influence anything I'm doing with that character. And some of the crap that I've pitched him is fairly drastic. It all depends on getting to a second arc. But I haven't heard anything negative, so I'm assuming everything's cool.
Murdering Teen Lantern. Yes, I understand.
I'm not murdering Teen Lantern. Yeah. Well, I'm hurting her quite a bit, but I'm not murdering her.
That's good. A little bit torture is all good. I don't wear socks and sandals. I don't know where that rumor came from. This is one of those, I don't know the origin of that is losing. I'd have to be really high in order to that would not be the case. So no socks and sandals. Jesus, it's terrible. If Joe and Thorne had a baby, it would write the worst comic ever. Good God, Mumbles, you're being released at this point.
I love Mumbles. Mumbles needs his own comic book or her own comic book. I'm assuming Mumbles is male.
Yes,
Mumbles might be a lady. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm drinking whiskey. Yes. All right. Did Bendis give you permission? Well, you just answered that question. Cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know why I got behind on the questions, and now there's tons of them here. I don't even know what's going on. All right.
She's not in the Corps. The answer to that is, and I keep trying to say this, she's not a Green Lantern. She is not in the Green Lantern Corps. She got stuck on Oa because he happened to be there while they were examining her gauntlet and when all hell broke loose. Okay. She is not about to become a member of the Corps. She is not a member of the Corps. I will not be killing any teenagers in my comic book.
There you go. Shane Davis is there. Shane Davis, Grimes is available. There you go.
Excellent.
Oh my God! Look at all these Green Lantern questions. I did not expect that.
Well, you've got the Green Lantern right. Do you guys really think they will ever change the X-Men name or brand? What do you think? People have been saying this. Are they going to go to X people? X?
I hope not. I
don't see it. You know.
I feel it would be a stupid business decision, and like they've got how many decades of branding on that now?
Not going to happen.
I would recommend against it if I was asked. I would say don't do that.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I think they're sticking with it. For whatever else, it's it would be dumb. They've got a lot of licenses, a lot of IP tied up into that.
Yeah.
What about Green Lantern? So this is a question. When is Green Lantern getting a new artist? Meaning, do you know if that's changing?
How do I answer that question? I like the artists that we have. I've liked all of the artists that we've had. Whether we get new artists or not, I would assume that you need to buckle in for this arc being Marco and Tom.
Okay.
For my artistic purposes, like as a creator, when we go into the next arc, I would be very, depending on how DC comes down on what I plan to do, then I might want to say, hey, let's get these other artists in to do this because it'll be a tonal shift.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be good for the audience to, you know, let them know that this is we're telling this different kind of section of the story here. But for the rest of this run, barring accident, this is the team. There's been some supply chain, I guess, crap going on backstage. And frankly, the writer has 19 projects that aren't comic book related going on that sometimes delay script delivery. So, I mean, it sucks, but if there's anything wrong with the book, basically, it's my fault. They're working very much and me too, up against the schedule of the other projects that I foolishly took on at the same time.
It's your fault. Okay, but one thing that's not your fault that I think every single time we talk about Green Lantern, people throw out there is you have just to confirm, you have zero say or involvement with the covers. Is that right?
That is correct. Yeah. I do not choose the covers. I have sporadically been shown, cover ideas, choices. I get a vote sometimes, but not often. And the editors and marketing people decide what goes on the cover.
It's if there's one criticism I have, it's that the covers bear no resemblance to the comic. Most of the time.
I agree. They are not representative. They are, when they're good, they represent sort of a vibe, but they have nothing to do with the actual story points that are going on.
Yeah. That's aggravating. How about do either of you talk to the other Geoff that worked on Green Lantern?
Never met him.
Yeah.
No contact.
I think the last time I had a mail with him about 3-4 months ago, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
But I think he's busy.
Probably.
Yeah, he kind of got his hands full.
Yeah, I've only met him, I think, one time myself.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
I did not get harassed. So there's
well, what is it? How many days since your last time you were harassed?
Well, I mean, okay, but Geoff, okay, so like we do every week on the show, with the border situation increasingly an already polarized nation, how will the administration juggle its own presence in the midst of a COVID?
You are such an asshole.
Are you looking forward to bringing these storylines into the comic?
Yeah, that's what I do. That's my whole thing. I just rip from the headlines and figure a way to paste it into Green Lantern as quickly as possible.
How would you insert the either the COVID pandemic or the border situation into Green Lantern right now, do you think?
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't. We already had the legacy virus.
Like, sounds like someone's complicit.
I guess so. I must be. That's not the venue for me. I wouldn't. I don't know that I would have the editorial freedom. Like, forget about politics. Just logistically, if you were going to do something that complicated, you'd have to really dig in like you're writing a novel. Like, you'd have to really, really dig into it. I don't know that any creative has the freedom to do with the characters what you need to do with them to express what needed to be expressed, whatever side of the issue you were coming at. I don't think the company would allow you to do it. So why bother, is my point of view.
Would Hal Jordan force Guy Gardner to wear a mask?
Is anybody forcing Guy to do anything? I would love to see him try that shit. Oh my God.
What about you, Joe? How do you think should the Green Lantern Corps mandate the vaccine?
Only if it's really ham-fisted.
Yeah,
I think that's the way. Only do it if if it just ruins it for like everyone. Just then that's fine.
Well, we joke about politics, but next week we do finally get the arrival. The book we teased a couple weeks ago, Biden's Titan.
Oh, Christ on a crutch.
This is a real book.
Oh, God bless America.
Yeah. I still have to hand it to him. The Biden fighting the werewolf is funny, and I guess Biden with what looks like a Bane S&M mask. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there.
Yeah. I'm just glad he's got. Does he the mask going over his aviators, or the aviators over the mask? I'm trying.
The aviators are over the mask.
Okay.
I mean, free market, go for it. I would.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the issue, I would never buy it. I don't have any of the Obama stuff either. They don't. That does not make me pick up a comic book.
My question is where is the leaning of this to people making this? Because on one hand you're celebrating Biden, on the other hand you have Biden sniffing Dracula's hair. Like I can't quite.
Yeah,
tell.
that looks like a "Are we going home tonight, baby?" situation.
Yeah. Are they making fun of Biden, or are they pro Biden? I can't tell.
I feel like it's making fun.
I mean,
I can't tell you. He's fighting a werewolf. That looks pretty dope.
Yeah.
Or no, pardon me. He's fighting a wolf man.
Well, the wolf man has the high ground, so he can't win.
Yeah.
Unless he's got superpowers.
These are definitely real. In fact, this is a follow-up, and this is a series that existed before. We had this back in the day. This is a Hulk version of Trump. And I do want to throw out, I say that these things are ridiculous, and I do want to point out, Tim Lim does put out, I think he works to put out a quality book. None of these are by Tim Lim. I think he tries to entertain, and I think he handles politics well. But most of these are, I don't know if you can read these word balloons, but here Trump is calling Kim Jong-un, I believe, Trump smash gremlin. And then Trump hits him saying, "Eat Trump knuckle sandwich, more than adequate portion. Trump just want to mention his huge penis too, so big." So, Western accent here.
I guess. Okay. I mean, like I say, it's legal.
It's legal.
You can do it. So go do it.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious the market for this, though. This particular product seems insane.
Rarefied.
Yeah, I can't imagine this is getting a huge lump, but in general, for both of you, I'm curious to get your take on it. Are things getting a little less crazy?
I hope to God they are. I hope, I would like everybody to just power the fuck down for 5 minutes, but
sure.
I feel like it also takes a lot of energy to stand on the line all the time when it doesn't matter. Like, most of the arguments that people have been having in media of all sorts, just the media stuff, most of it's bullshit. Like, so after a certain point, unless your actual livelihood or life is on the line, I don't think you got the energy to stand on the line that hard. Yeah. Like, you're going to look back and go, "Oh, fuck, really? Today more?" And the days like that are going to get more frequent. Like, I hope.
I hope so too. Yeah, I had a part of what's kind of on my mind. I had a conversation with an editor at Marvel, and apparently they are starting to get word to chill out on social media as a more official word.
Oh, finally.
Yeah.
Well, they don't know how to do it right. That's why they're getting in trouble.
Yeah. No, they're just like, you can't. It's one of those cases where it's not about like, hey, you're making customers mad. It's about, hey, you're starting to tie up a lot of HR and legal resources that we really don't.
Yeah, so, you're wasting money. As soon as you're wasting our money in a real discernible way, stop that.
Yeah, I think that I actually feel somewhat optimistic that we're on the tidal wave of a year of like, okay, calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people won't, and I think those are going to be really entertaining firecrackers to see. But
no, Clone Geek, no.
Yeah. Is media going to become villains for Green Lantern? Who would that even be? That'd be low.
Why would I waste my time on? I got a whole galaxy of shit to deal with. Why would I waste my time on what's going on in present day United States? Jesus Christ.
I could see, Lois kind of taking it to the Guardians with some hard-hitting journalistic questions.
I like the idea in a way. I'm not sure I like it enough that I would ever want to do it as a comic, but the idea that, like, even in the future when we have all of the advances you have in like a futuristic space utopia, that people are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get away with some of that, but I think the cracks are, the fun part is like where they're not like us, where you can fuck with the audience's head where they're not like us. Like, I've got a non-binary character in Green Lantern that's been non-binary since they were introduced. No one has twigged to it. No, well, one reviewer is like, "Hey, you never mentioned the gender of this character. Is this character a boy or a girl?" And I've watched reviewers decide for themselves which that is. I'm not doing it to fuck with anybody. I just made up a species where you don't choose your gender or your sex, whatever people are saying, until your adulthood, basically, until you're coming to the end of puberty. So up until the end of puberty, you're non-binary. You're just whatever you feel like. And strangely, no backlash.
Well, but don't you think that you should have that character give some kind of speech in the middle of a battle about their gender?
No.
Yeah.
I feel like
strange. Yeah.
That shit irks me. I feel like if I'm going to like that character, if I'm going to know the things about that character if the audience is going to know the things about the character that I want them to know, then I write scenes and activities for that character to undergo where the audience goes back and, God damn, Captain America is the shit. You know, like the perfect example of that, and some people may not like Mark Waid. I think he wrote this one where he's running from S.H.I.E.L.D. He warns a bunch of S.H.I.E.L.D. guys on the helicarrier, beats a bunch of them up, jumps out the window, lands on the roof of a plane, right? Forces the guy to land, and then says, "I know it's not your fault, whatever. Hey, let's go get a burger, because there's no way you're going to capture me. I'm fucking Captain America. So let's go get you a burger, soldier." You know, and I'm like, that 2 pages, that's all I need to know about Captain America.
I don't know. The lack of showing through actions and images, it does suck. I mean, we've replaced it with a lot of speeches now suddenly.
Yeah, I just show it, let the audience figure it out. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, although, Geoff, I do think if you tweeted out this character and said no gender, only vibes, you would get thousands of likes very quickly.
If only that mattered to me, I probably would do it. Holy
Good for you, man.
I don't give a fuck about that.
This panel that ran in a comic book on the left is legit. This isn't me faking it with. I do like how this advice of it's fun to pack 25 in a suitcase or an auto bus, train, or plane.
Well, what are you going to hit with like a 25? You have to be a hell of a marksman or really close to somebody. To do more than annoy them with.
I just like how the daughter is there helping.
Like, yay, Dad's got a gun.
Yeah. Don't forget the ammo. Last time you were on that train, no ammo. You couldn't get that guy out of your seat. Next week we're good. We're doing this a little differently, by the way. I don't know about you guys. The comics that are coming out the next week got very tiring to run through this giant ass list of words. So trying to do a little bit different. We got some stats here.
Okay, Jesus with the stats.
Images, just images. So.
Okay.
So we got some stats. 114 comics next week. 1/3 of the DC books are Batman titles.
Yeah, whatever.
Here's the crazy part: is 39 different publishers next week.
Christ. Well, you know what? Good.
I'm actually encouraged by that.
Yeah.
As weird as it sounds, because this means a lot of those publishers are putting out 1 or 2 books, which is really what they can handle in a week. That seems like a better plan than, say, shoving out like 20 books. But it is leading to 41 #1 comics next week.
Jumping Jesus.
Yeah. And 3 comics past number 25.
I got this weird vibe on this. I was talking to some friends about this in terms of television.
Yeah.
You can't keep up with the number of good TV shows that are on. Like every week I find a show that is already canceled that had 2 or 3 seasons that I didn't have time to even know about. And I'm like, this show is dope. You know, Geoff, it's already over. Like, what do you mean it's over? Yeah, that was over last year. What the fuck? Right? I feel like there's similar things going on with comics. Like a lot of awesome comics are getting made, right? The means of making the comics and distributing the comics has never been more varied than it is now. right? Everything from big tube stuff, corporate craziness,
Tons of
to
opportunity.
free stuff on Webtoons, obviously crowdfunding. Like, it's kind of like dealer's choice and customer's choice. So the big problem now becomes, how do I find the good shit? Like, because there's so much of it, but a lot of it's good. A lot of it's really good.
There is a lot of good stuff out there. So Mumble suggests you just discovered The Bachelor.
Fuck The Bachelor. I hate that shit. God damn. So what do they have on Fuckboy Island now? I just saw. The fuck, man.
Yes.
God damn.
Boy Island. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, America.
I mean,
Britain?
what was it? Was it 30 Rock that had MILF Island? Wasn't that?
That's
You know
a
what?
great episode, season 2.
Yeah.
Holy Christ.
But how do we go past MILF Island into Fuckboy Island? I mean,
We literally have, we never went to the MILF stage. We went straight to Fuckboy. Zero to
Fuck.
Fuckboy.
Yeah.
that's amazing to me. But
I feel like that's just Hoboken.
God damn it.
nice. And we get Inferno #1. So Joe, you've been anxiously clinging on to what is Moira up to, and you've been sitting through 2 long years of comics. And are you excited? This is likely going to be the top seller next week. Inferno #1. You excited for this one?
I have to be.
You have to be.
How can I not? I don't have a choice here. It's got.
Was this
I gotta be
Hickman
excited
coming
for
back?
This is Hickman. Yeah.
Hickman
Okay.
coming back and leaving.
Yeah.
Yep. His swan
Oh,
song. Well,
this is it. Swan song
Yep.
after this?
yeah,
Okay.
he's done.
I saw that Emma cover. Hubba hubba.
They're doing a lot with Emma. I'm wondering. It feels like they're pushing her for more prominence. But anyway, who doesn't like Emma? I mean,
Oh yeah. No.
but let's go through. So the comics next week, doing it differently. Instead of a list, let's just
Okay.
have the covers up here. Maybe it'll be.
Yeah. Let's go.
Can look at this shit. So here's
That's instead of next week, it's retitle it. Look at this shit.
sorry.
Yeah. There you go.
I sell it like nothing else. The other, here, I was curious to your take on this. So next week also is the final issue of Nick Spencer's Amazing Spider-Man. And a lot of speculation is what's going on in there. Spider-Man is in mortal peril. We know that Ben Reilly's going to replace him for a while after this. There's talk of retconning the One More Day storyline and everything else. Even though I think Inferno will sell more, it's got a lot of variants and everything else. The energy and excitement for what's going to happen in Amazing Spider-Man is the first time in a long time that I felt this.
People seem hyped, dude. I've been watching and been reading a bunch of people going, it's not even that how do I say it? It's not that they're waiting for the return of Ben Reilly. It's that they have this weird sense of anticipation that something really interesting is about to happen. And I'm like, great. When was the last time people felt that about Spider-Man? Jesus Christ.
So, there's some genuine, people are really anxious to know. Somebody asked me a question. I did a video on it somewhere in the pile of garbage of the videos I make. But it's, will we ever see people line up around a store for comics again?
No.
And yeah, that was my answer. No, I think those days are past. The closest though to feeling that energy is actually for this next Spider-Man issue where there are people who are legitimately really hyped to get their hands on it.
Yeah, I
still won't line up.
Well,
but
I don't think that we'll see those days again unless Keanu Reeves actually writes like draws the comic. I don't know what could cause that kind of frenzy. There's just too many alternative ways of getting this stuff, and people are lazy as shit. So I don't see anyone sitting in the hot sun to pick up any comic book by any person ever again like that.
The last time I think we got that was the Death of Captain America, where people actually showed up and lined up to get that comic, and that was all based on speculation. Was there a more recent one? I think that was the last time, though.
Yeah, speculators, man, they drive sales, but Jesus, come on, guys, let us have our hobby back, please.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it all depends. I feel like there was a bit around Spider-Man 700.
A little bit, yeah.
It didn't hit the same levels, but I think there was extra attention.
Flash Ray Video says their LCS had a line around the block for Batman Fortnite. So
that makes
shows
sense.
what
Yeah.
I fucking know.
There you
No,
go.
actually,
surprised by that, but
that's a good one. That makes sense.
that is a legit answer. But I don't think we're going to see this very often. I mean, I was trying to think what would be the comic without some kind of tie into Fortnite or other things. What would be the comic that could actually generate that? I mean, if you did Spider-Man meets Batman and they decide they're both gay and they adopt.
No, I think what you would do. I think you'd have to do something so cataclysmic like the Marvel DC crossover. Only it counts. So like Marvel DC crossover, if a character dies or falls in love with someone in the other company, either the character stays dead. So randomly, I don't know, Deathstroke kills Forge, right? Forge stays dead, period. Forge is now dead. Conversely, Mary Jane falls in love with Dick Grayson. Marvel loses Mary Jane and she goes off to be a DC character. People would line up for those first issues, for sure.
Well, I think that's true.
Yeah, it's this is the unfortunate truth is that things have gone so much in one direction. They need to course correct for a while, build something back up first, then get there. There is no shortcut to that.
Yep. And I think the mindset is always shortcut these days. Like you can't talk a lot of these upper deck people. I call them the upper deck. They always want to quote unquote cut to the chase. And I'm like, well, there's no point if we cut to the chase. No one will care. You have to get them there.
The reality is they thought both of these are Marvel examples. They thought Star Wars #1 would, and it probably kind of a little bit. I don't know. I know the numbers sold well, but
nobody lined up for it. There was not the feeling that if I don't line up for it, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like it's that, and they tried to artificially do that with the J.J. Abrams and Son comic, and that was a miserable catastrophe. What a loser of a book in terms of what they wanted it to be. Like,
look, you can like it or hate it, but I'm putting my guts into my Green Lantern story. That's what people show up for. They're either going to like it or they're going to hate it. But star power doesn't drive comic book sales. It just doesn't.
You have a stable, I mean, at least from what I've seen in the numbers, you have a very stable run.
Yeah, we're hovering somewhere around slightly above or slightly below Morrison and Sharp's second season of Green Lantern.
Okay.
But it's consistent. You're not bleeding off. That's the indicator to look for.
I think the only issue with that would be if the company wants to make an editorial change. Like, I have no idea. There's again, I keep stressing this. I have no idea what this big crisis thing that they're somehow building up to. I have no fucking clue what that is. So it's entirely possible at the end of my 12 issues, DC could go, okay, we're turning left now. Yeah. You know, and whatever they want to keep of my run, they'll keep, and whatever they don't, they don't. But it's not going to be sales that cause that. It's going to be an editorial decision. Because unless I do something massively stupid in the next 6 issues.
Well, here's hope.
Yeah, it's possible.
Ash is correct, though. Amazing Fantasy. I'm really enjoying that series.
Really? I haven't picked up one issue of that.
I've been
really.
I think only one issue's out, right? Or is 2?
I thought there were 3 by now.
I think only 1 has come. No,
All
2.
Right.
That's right. 3 is next week, I believe. So.
God damn it! All right, I'll add it. Fuck off.
I enjoy it. Kari Andrews, I think, is doing a good job. Somebody mentioned if Todd McFarlane did a Spider-Man Spawn Batman crossover, that would sell a lot. And I would agree.
I agree with that. I think people would show up for that. Yeah. But I think what's weird is the nature of the corporate nature. Like, they've always been corporations, but back when they were doing DC Marvel crossovers, they were smaller. And I think that there was more friendliness between the two larger companies. Having worked at both Marvel and DC on the TV side, trust me, they ain't sharing shit.
Yeah,
like they're not even sharing personnel. Like, your contract specifically stipulates you're not allowed to work for the other guy for this period of time.
Yeah.
So I don't see that happening.
I completely agree. Yeah, Guns N' Roses, the Use Your Illusion set, absolutely, I lined up for that for the midnight sale. So.
But sure, I mean, part of this too is even in that scenario where you bring someone in like Todd, I feel like there needs to be a revamping of just like there needs to be some sort of PR campaign or push to like get people thinking of comics again and get an overall quality boost in a short, tight line people can have access to. Like, you need to do these things to rebuild it, gains more fans, gain confidence in the your customers, and then I think you'd really benefit from stuff like that. Whereas I think now there's just been so many cheap stunts the past few years. I don't know how much you could do without doing some like foundational adjustments to
and I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening, Joe. I feel like it's an interesting thing, but like I could not stay on any book for either Marvel or DC past whatever my pitch was, right?
Sure.
Like my pitch for Green Lantern is it's basically 3 acts, and we're doing act 1 right now. If I don't get to do the next ones, oh well. But if they said, Geoff, run as long as you want, I'm still only going to do 2 more acts, because after a certain point, the corporate culture pops in and they're like, brand protection. So like all of this weird discussion of whether I like Hal Jordan or whether I don't like Hal Jordan, it doesn't fucking matter. Hal's not going anywhere. They've got decades invested in Hal. Even if I wanted to kill Hal, and I don't, but even if I was obsessed with that, it wouldn't stick because there's too much money in that. And also you can't massively change anything. Like, and stories are generally about some kind of change. So like all people that are up in arms about the dead Green Lanterns, or who's married to who, or whether somebody's gay or straight or whatever. I'm like, guys, fucking chill. These corporations they're not going to let anything deviate too far for too long, because it's going to cost them money.
Well, that's it. And if you're doing 12 issues or whatever your run is, there's not time to explore all that shit.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have time to do everything. But I feel you're right. Like, what you would need is a strong EIC with a vision. Basically, you need a shooter or a Feige, who comes in and says, here's how it's going to be, folks. You can, be on the boat or get off the boat, but this is the way we're fucking going. And they have to be right. That's the problem. It's not just like force of personality and I've got this idea. It's also like, oh yeah, not only that, but you're fucking right. You keep winning. Like, holy shit. I just don't know that anyone's being given enough time to make a mistake to learn from at this point.
No, they're definitely not.
Yeah, like, and when you think about it, like, and this isn't an exact parallel, but it's like, when you think about big TV show finales and stuff like that like everyone in the nation watched, like MASH, Seinfeld, Friends, none of those were because they were on the air for a season or 2. It was because they were on for a long time, and it took a long time to build up an audience. I don't understand how we all know and take it as common knowledge that a TV show, for example, can't get, like you have to get through a pilot, and you usually have to get through a season, sometimes 2 seasons before everyone hits their stride and you really get to the peak of a show. And that's a long time, and that's investing a lot of money and resources to get there, but the payoff is huge. You don't see the equivalent of that in comics.
And that's, I think, too, well, what's weird is, oh my God, this, again, each one of these little topics is its own show, but
it is. Yeah.
In TV movie world, movies are suffering from blockbusteritis, right? Everything has to be a giant fucking tent pole so we can make money in the first 2 weekends, right? So we're going to go crazy trying to find the next tent pole. And how many of these things have been tent poles, ladies and gents? The same ratio. It's still the same number of bombs to hits, right? In TV, all of the orders are shorter, right? It used to be 20-something episodes per show, regardless of whether it was a sitcom or not. Now you're lucky if you get 10 to 13. Right? Why? To fill up the shelves with new product, right? More new product. But that's not what the audience wants. They want to sit with this shit, right? Like you said, you don't even know what a show is until episode 3, and it doesn't really get good until episode 3 of season 2.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
so
there's not the time. And what's funny is if comics are truly a lost leader in a lot of cases, then they have the time. I mean, they don't need to be in a hurry. It's not trying to make a quick profit off this. So let it play out.
Pay the guys making the comics more, put them out on a regular schedule. And what I would say is you have a legacy line for the old guys that you cultivated for the last 20 years and told them the comics were going to be this particular way.
Yeah.
You owe them for that promise to be fulfilled. So create a legacy line. That's just that. And then you have another line for all this other crazy shit you're doing that the old guys were like, what the fuck is that? Right? And that's your movie tie-in line. That's the line that agrees with what the movies are. Whether you get moviegoers to buy your comics or not, that's the line where you have the sort of modern day sensibility.
Can't agree more. Yeah.
And it's not even a matter of competition because nobody's getting rich off fucking comic books anymore. Yeah. Like no company is, individuals can, but no corporation. Like if either Warner's or Disney said, you know what, next year no more comics ever, it wouldn't affect their bottom line.
I totally agree. I think there's a third category though I would throw in there is you need and it can be small, but you need a handful of comics that are really going to try to appeal to the 8 to 15 market. And yes. I don't mean make kiddie comics. I mean the if you look at comics in the 80s, even though there were, in theory, adult stuff going on, you could hand that to a kid who's 12. They could read it. You wouldn't feel weird about it. It'll be fine.
That's right.
And today you can't do that as easily, either by the content or more importantly, it just doesn't speak to kids. Things like thought bubbles and other things that help kids kind of get into the comic are gone.
Yep.
And I think you've got to start investing now into the audience you want 10 years from now.
Well, I see what you bring your kids on the show.
Yeah.
Your daughter's great. She gives an unvarnished opinion, and it tends to agree with that opinion in her age group, right? Yeah. So she's not shilling. She's got no axe to grind. She's just telling you what she likes. If I'm the EIC of either of these companies and I look at Primer or I look at what you call it, the dog, was it Dogman?
Dogman, yeah.
Yeah, and I look at those sales numbers, I want that money. But I know I'm not going to get that money by doing like a 5-year-old, Bruce Wayne as a 5-year-old. Like, no kid's buying that. Who gives a shit? Like,
absolutely. Yeah.
Go where the money is. God damn. How hard is that?
Well, these are comics coming out, so we're just kind of filtering the background. People can check it out as we're going. But Dynamite next week. So it's once again a tea heavy week, and that's a lot of tea.
It's a lot of tea, but I will say this: I think they're listening to us, guys, because these are fallen away from the porn category and very strongly into the cheesecake category.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. That
so
there, absolutely. Vampirilla. Yeah. I'm not that larger Vengeance Vampirilla has got a lot of things going on there, but
that one is still a little porny, but
just a bit.
But look at the other ones. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like these could have been drawn in the 30s or the 50s.
Yeah, it definitely has that feel to it. But that's a lot of that's a lot of stuff they have going on there.
I'm not going to write the North graphic.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, they have so many variants. I mean, hey, there's Nick. Yes.
Hey.
Nick is here. Nick, let's set up that time for you to talk with us. Let's do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But no, these are good.
And I'm not blushing at all.
Yeah,
I'm perfectly
and
fine.
I've been reading Elvira meets Vincent Price here.
Nice.
So, really? Is it good?
Picking those up. Yeah, actually, I'm really digging this.
Okay.
Yeah, good stuff.
I think that's very good. Well, yeah. So the Nick's getting back to you, Joe. He's ignoring me entirely, but
no problem. No, thank you, Nick. That's very nice of you. I know you're a busy guy. Don't worry.
I got shit to do. I need to be talking to Perch.
I can't blame him. It is what
Mayor Good Boy and the Authority. Holy shit.
Oh, I would love to see this crossover.
I would actually, who needs to do that? Adam Warren needs to do that book.
Oh, man. I would, that'd be great.
I would like to see Simon Bisley do Mayor Good Boy meets Lobo.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, man. I mean, we could pay him to do a commission of it.
Holy shit. You know what? I hate Lobo so much, but I would buy that fucking book in a heartbeat.
Oh, that'd be.
Oh,
that'd
man.
be
There was this this one story of Neil Gaiman at Disney World. And he thought he saw someone wearing like a Dream T-shirt, but as he got closer, it was a Lobo T-shirt.
Nerds.
Yeah.
What am I looking at? Oh, these look pretty. But what are these different companies?
Yeah, there's Boom down there. So I think the flaw, I'm mixing it up. I'm trying to just find the right thing. The thing I need to do, though, is put the company in here so you kind of know what's going on. A lot of these covers, they drop the title, but there's some Boom and there's Berserker. We've got a lot of more independent stuff here.
I don't know how you find the time. I swear to God. Jesus.
I don't know either. Yeah. It's a horrible use of my time. This is what I do with parenting, actually.
Well, the covers look nice.
Yeah. No, there's some again, like you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of work out there. We've got to find ways to burst through the thing. But I'll keep adjusting this to get the titles and try and make this all look a little bit go. I'm just trying to get a lot of these indie books a little bit more promoted. So there's some good stuff in here.
Well, I do recognize indie books, but not every indie book. Like I see Berserkers there.
Yeah, we got something killing the children is there.
Right. I don't know what Orisian. I don't know what that is.
Horizon, this is a brand new #1. So
I see now. How would I recognize that?
The mini #1s, yes, that are coming out. So some good stuff. These damn kids. Question we all ask ourselves all the time.
Sure.
Yeah, which is why you get stuff like Something's Killing the Children.
What's that white one with the guy turning? Who looks like Bruce Campbell.
That is Firefly, I believe.
I complimented the Dynamite covers.
There you go.
There we go. Yes.
Hey, what are these? No. Life is Strange looks pretty.
Yeah.
Gun Honey.
No, that could be good.
I know Gun Honey.
Well, Jungle Fantasy, isn't that one of that's Boundless, and that's one of Avatar Press's imprints, right?
Yes. Along with Lady Death and other things. Exciting comics. Yeah.
Planet Comics.
There's Gun Honey, which has somebody I should remember on this book that is actually one of the more major artists on that book. Anyway, yeah.
Is that a Stephen King quote at the top?
It is for reasons that are unknown, but there you
Where?
You go.
What are you talking about? I can't see that.
In Gun Honey, there's a Stephen King quote that they've just put on the top of the cover for.
What's the publishing company?
Oh God! See, this is I have.
It's a book company. Is the reason I say that. They probably have access to him because the Colorado or California Kid book that he wrote. It's Hard Case Crime. Yeah. Hard Case now is doing comics, so they have access to Mr. King because they published his Colorado Kid, whatever. So I'm sure that they could get him to give quotes in their books.
And I think, as somebody said, that's Titan Comics, I think, is also who's doing this. Anyway, we'll get more. Gun Honey, #1. That's an Adam Hughes cover right there is the one that you're seeing. And Bill Sienkiewicz has a couple covers for this as well. So This is Charles. I'm not going to. Okay, you know what? I'm just not going to. Anyway.
Oh, wow. Gun Honey led FOC that week. Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
I can see why.
Yeah, no, it's a fine cover there for sure.
Life is Strange is a video game, right?
It is.
Okay, I've never played.
I'm not sure that this is that Life of Strange, but maybe. I also want to point out that this is where Jungle Fantasy could learn a little bit from Gun Honey of sometimes less is more. I mean,
I'll tell you what, if you go back to the Dynamite covers,
yeah, we can do
you'll see exactly what my problem with these Jungle Fantasy covers is.
Yeah.
Because the Dynamite covers nail it.
Looks classy.
I'm not a fan of the Jungle Fantasy covers.
No, this is the
completely different.
Who's actually perching on her boob there is
as one does.
Might as well. Yeah. I also like how in this collection we've got a Lady Death cover where they just put the black box over, but in case you're not sure what that black box is for, they just wrote the word naughty.
Oh my God! Because I'm going to read the black box because I'm focused. Is where I'm focused.
That's where your eyes go for sure. Yeah.
Gru and Tarzan, nice.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Somebody's putting out a new Zorro book, which is there, and Willy's Wonderland, which has nothing to do with penis. Yeah. Stud in the Blood Blade. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, lots of stuff. There's the Xenoscope cover, I believe, there in the bottom for bottom left. So yeah, anyway, lots of new comics. We will continue to
Holy shit.
refine this with some titles and things so you can see what's going on. But some good stuff.
Oh man. There's so many damn comics.
Yeah, there really are. And there's more. So here, like Beckstar number 5, which is coming out. There you go. Resistance Uprising, AWA, and we've got Dual Identity, and there's 2 girls being attacked by some kind of Frankenstein, so that's good too. So movie mayhem, cave woman.
That's a high school book, I'm sure.
Yeah, no, it's for YA. So
they're going to compete with Archie with that one for sure.
Mean anything anymore? Well, I don't get it. People like, I know we talked about this a while back, but like, I'm not trying to pick on any particular books here, but I Am Not Starfire. They drop the F-bomb constantly, and yet, and in Batman comics floppies that are supposed to be for an older audience than that, they censor out the swearing.
I wrote phrases in GL that had to be, and I got to the edge of swearing so that an adult would know that they were about to swear, but they got cut off. Even that wasn't allowed. So
no, you can just say fuck a lot in I Am Not Starfire. I don't get, and that's not just that, it's any of these YA books. It's like, so you're making books for younger readers that are more vulgar?
Well, you know how kids are today.
What is going on? This is the Nubia, and then Real One, and then I Am Not Starfire, and then the Uncharted, the Jessica Cruz book. The Jessica Cruz book was, of the 3, the one that is most likely going to have a life in a school library somewhere, but the other 2 are going to have a hell of a time.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. What are you doing?
I don't know. I do love that fucking Beckstar though.
I like how you stuck to your guns and you just kept the bisexual lighting in the entire time. Good for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, fuck all those people.
And I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't just say that because Joe's present. Like if I did not like it, I would be silent.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Like Mumbles is silent right now.
Yeah, he's stunned into silence by the glory of Beckstar. That's right. Back up, motherfucker. That's right.
Hey, handful of manga titles next week. No huge. Attack on Titan's probably the big name of everything, but this continues to go on. Manga has this weird strategy where once a month they tend to dump all the biggest titles all at once and then put all their marketing behind that week and let the other week's draft off of it. It seems to be working okay. So
anyway. I have no comments. I'm not reading any manga.
No, it's interesting. It's interesting to watch it out. I've got what will be a lame interview to 90% of the audience, but I go and I talk to the store manager for Barnes and Noble here locally, which may sound very boring, but basically they give you here's how I stock the shelves, and here's why manga tends to attract more attention than the graphic novels, and here's what I'm seeing in the store. It's interesting.
Fuck you, Jim Finch. Beckstar is fucking glorious.
Beckstar. It is a good book here. So we talked about, if you're talking Green Lantern, several of you put some questions in. So at this point, where are we in the arc? Are we halfway through?
Literally halfway. It's a 12-issue arc. Is this a spoiler? It's really 11 issues and an epilogue, but the epilogue matters, so you can call it 12 issues.
Okay.
And I haven't got a contract for arc 2, so it's your guess as good as mine if we get to keep going.
Well, again, its sales are consistent, and that could matter if anybody's paying attention to that, which hopefully. This title is funny because I see people comment in the videos sometimes whenever I mention Green Lantern or you, I bring it up at various times. And every single time people comment on, not every time, but I see people constantly referring to the cover.
They get mad. I see it too.
Yeah. And it's clear they're not reading the book because, I mean, this is, I think, a different problem, equally bad, but a different problem. Like, there's been a couple covers. I want to say that one where Joe is fighting the entire Yellow Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
None of that happens in the book.
No, I agree. And here's what I say. I love Bernard Chang's artwork. And if you'll notice on issue 2, the graveyard thing, that's never happens in the book. right?
No,
Like
no.
literally doesn't. But the vibe is right. And there's no scene in issue 3 where John is being attacked by, hordes of militarized aliens. That doesn't happen, but the vibe is right. I feel like issues 5 and 6, the covers could have been legitimately swapped.
Yeah.
And that would have been more evocative of what's going on inside the book. But I feel, I wouldn't call it a disconnect. I feel like it's just a marketing thing. Like there are people who are complaining at me right now, both in real life and on the internet. Of course, real life is more important because they're actually talking to me. But I thought this was a John Stewart book. What's up with this chick being all over the place? And I'm like, it's a John Stewart book. Trust me. And they're like, well, I don't trust you because these covers are telling me that it's not a John Stewart book anymore.
Well,
and I'm well,
I do hear you, and I understand that. So again, this isn't your call and everything else. I'm not trying to beat up on anybody of the team, but
no.
There is a weird aspect here where it becomes just bad marketing for the book. Like this Green Lantern #4 here, where Joe says "Last Lantern Standing." And it's her and Teen Lantern is not even factually accurate. There are other lanterns standing all over the place.
No, they just don't have rings. But
I mean, Hal Jordan still has his ring. He's standing.
Yeah, but no, they don't. She doesn't. Anyway, Joe doesn't know that Hal's out there. The only person who knows that Hal's out there right now is Jessica, and she has no means of telling Joe that. So.
But Joe isn't the one saying, like, there's no word bubble.
No, she doesn't.
I'm the last lantern standing. This is like some kind of pitch for the book, but it's not even correct to the book.
Yeah, it isn't accurate to the book. Like, it would be more accurate if she was dead solid sure I'm the only one. Even if she says it in the book, she knows she's not necessarily the only one. Fuck, she's got Simon Baz as her sidekick. So, it makes no sense. But, what I think marketing-wise, I've noticed this in a lot of the comments that are there's a lot of people who think that this is sort of, they hired the black writer, he's going to make it a black book, right? And therefore, at some point, I literally saw this theory yesterday. The person who's clearly not reading the book, because I don't know how this would happen. Joe, this female lantern, and John Stewart are somehow going to hook up and adopt the Teen Lantern. And I'm like, that is so not fucking happening. Not even in your wildest imagination am I doing that, right?
Terrible story.
But you could, if you only looked at the covers and some of the solicits, maybe you could guess that. Like, maybe they feel like this is the audience that's going to show up. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm as surprised as anyone when most of the covers come out. And I'm not lying. I like them very much. And I just think people should look at them rather than as snapshots of what's in the book, more like an artist's impression of the story. Which,
I have to believe that it's hurting on both ends, because if you're coming to this and you're looking at the cover and you don't like what's represented on the cover, you're like,
you're not going to buy it. Yeah.
If you come and you look at the cover and you're like, I like what I see here, and then you open it up and like Teen Lantern, like this #6 issue, it's like Teen Lantern isn't even in this book. Really.
Yeah, she doesn't even appear.
Yeah, so then you're like, what the hell? I came for this. Like, what is going on? It's anyway, it's a weird choice. I don't know what's going on, but
which wife? Which John Stewart's wife?
Yeah,
he's been married like a bunch of times.
Bring them all.
They're all going to come back next arc. That's the whole point of the next arc. John's getting the harem.
Will you? I know the answer to this. Are you going to write anything outside the big two?
Already have, and will always be doing that. Yes, I have stuff I'm going to be launching in some form or another, either end of this year, beginning of next year. During the winter, books by me that are not big two will come out in some form. I'm still deciding whether it's going to be digital only, some combo of digital and physical, free, not free. Like these are the issues. But I've already got teams in place. Bunch of art's been done. They're actually waiting on me to finish up some fucking scripts for them. I got 3 titles. We will probably debut those titles on this channel if Perch wants me to.
Always.
Yeah, but it's the delivery. It's the delivery system right now. It's just the delivery system because I'm not a company. So it's just, how do I get my books to the people that I want to get them? Rather than, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not making any money on this. I'm spending money on this. They're not things that are going to turn into Netflix shows because they're too superhero-y. Like, you know what I mean? Like they got access to the real guys. It's just because I like comics and I want to put some fucking comic books out.
That's the best answer. So you and Joe basically get together. You do a Substack.
I was on Substack, and the week before everybody jumped over there, I canceled my account.
Oh,
welcome to my life.
Terrible choice. What are you? I don't even know what to say.
But yeah, I the covers, I feel like just look at them for what they are. Don't look at them. I mean, people are going to do what they're going to do, but they are not representative of the interior of the book.
No, Yeah, Joe, you went back and just kind of refreshed yourself with those books. You had a good time?
Yeah. No, it was good. I was refreshing myself on Green Lantern before the stream. And yeah. No, it was I mean, I like this stuff, but I'm a bit of a mark for that kind of sci-fi in the DC universe. So,
Best compliment I got so far, somebody said it reminded them of the Giffen 5 Years Later run, or the Great Darkness run. And I was like, thank you so much. I'll take it.
Yeah, no, it does feel that way.
It really hits those notes. I'm enjoying your run. It's not a shill to you. I like the same thing. I just say nothing, or I don't answer mails for years. But I like your run. It does, but I, like Joe said, I'm a sucker for that 5 years later. I can turn around and stare at the giant overpriced omnibus that I bought of it. That is
Volume 2 is out next year.
Yeah.
We'll have the whole thing.
Oh my God, that was so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Those covers are up. But anyway, okay, well, let's who doesn't like the girl who can't say no? I mean, we all know what's going on here. Let's see what you think.
Go, baby, go.
How about this? So for the Green Lantern writer, how about
on purpose? No fucking way that's not on purpose.
Yeah. Why would you draw it like this? I mean,
for the adults.
Yeah. That's 100% on purpose.
There's literally no way. This shit has fucking veins and muscles in it. Come on.
Why? Now, is this somebody who dislikes Guy Gardner, or what is why?
I don't know.
Why would you do this to?
No, but in defense of the horrifying image, no child's going to see anything that we just saw.
Yeah, well, that's sure. That's
fair.
Is this part of the overall kind of ginger conspiracy that comic books have?
Well, this is why this image, it's funny you bring this up. It's why Guy's not appearing in my book right now. Because I can't get that image out of my mind.
It's stuck now. He's not even going to take his clothes off. Anyway.
Wow.
Well, no, this is fair. He's enjoying the space.
Hey, don't kink shame. You don't know what Guy's into.
It's just dessert. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, he might enjoy having his clothes on.
Does this thing belong to Iceman? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Wow. Never gonna let that go, are we?
You should do Legion of Superheroes. That's what they need to have you do next.
I would be, what's the word? I would be flattered to be asked, but that might be a daunting task. Considering the crazy backlash of my behavior on Green Lantern, the Legion of Superheroes fan base is by no means quieter.
Well, you did say that you hate Cosmic Boy and wish he was dead.
I do wish Cosmic Boy was he is worthless. He's just the worst. I actually love all the Legionnaires.
All right,
so sad.
There you go.
Well, normally when we show this is another panel, when we show clips from Archie, it's the art that is suspect that the artist went into business from, but here it's the writer.
Oh!
Yeah.
But, well, I'm not a praying man. Are those the hands of someone in prayer?
I think so. Yeah.
Is that normal prayer position?
Well, we can't quite tell, but
I don't know. That might be
it could be an innocent prayer, but the wording seems very specific. You can learn more about real love on your knees than anywhere else.
Yeah, that might be on purpose. It's such a double entendre.
Yeah.
She is praying, but I don't. Do they really talk about like get on your knees to learn about real love? I mean, it's the real love that hits me, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Didn't Archie go through a phase of being basically fundamentalist Christian in its output? Maybe they're speaking very specifically to their audience. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's an odd double entendre and an odd image to use. You could have definitely put her in front of something that said, for sure, she was praying to Jesus. Like,
there is a gap there in those hands. That is true. We're not sure. Anyway, she'd rather love on her knees than die standing. Yeah.
Wow.
We don't know. Anyway, okay, so this could go either way.
I'm going to give that 50-50. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, that's fair.
Die stand.
Again, I think the writing here is they're trying to make some double jokes.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wait, how old is this comic?
Probably 60s, I would say. 60s, 70s.
Okay. When did the term gay become applied to gay people in American culture? Because if you go back in the movies far enough,
probably later, but
that's what I'm saying. Like,
probably later, but then the follow-up of he's coming through the back door.
Back door, amigos. Yeah.
I feel like this is an honest.
You're going unintentional.
Yeah. I think this is unintentional.
Yeah, me too.
Why is the
unfortunate
speech bubble pointing to his ass?
What?
Well, it's
pointing behind hhim. You're right.
Yeah.
Why is it doing that? I don't know. Perch, what are you doing to me?
I mean, just you look at comics in a new way. It's how it goes. So we actually more unintentional this week. That's
yeah.
I sent this to Joe because I love this letter. So this was printed in a comic. The idea of teaming Batgirl and Robin is cruddy. Are you going to knuckle under to women's lib? They're even taking over the comic books now. I'd rather see Batman Batgirl team ups because Batman would hold a position of male dominance.
Oh my God.
Robin with Batgirl makes men seem less dominant. From Unsigned.
And that you say that like it's a bad thing.
I do miss there being letters. I love there being letters in comics that would just put this shit out there like this.
Jesus Christ, dude. Issues much? Holy shit.
I mean, I like how this first paragraph kind of lays it out, and then the second paragraph's like, in case you couldn't figure out what I was saying in the first paragraph, let me explain exactly what I'm after here.
Oh my God.
I miss letter pages.
Letter pages were way better than the internet. But think about it. I always think about it like this. On the internet, you're just getting everything unfiltered out of the hose. Every letters page, they chose to print that letter.
Oh yeah.
In many cases, they would also argue with the letters. In funny ways, which was also enjoying early trolling by Dan Slott. No,
okay, I'm taking no side on that, but that was funny as shit.
Yeah.
But here's another one that I like here. Adventure, dear Joe. Hey, Joe. There you go. Adventure 417 gave us a great variety of stories, but as usual, the winner is Supergirl. Having Kara visit a matriarchal society full of female chauvinists was a refreshing idea. However, I don't think that Earth will become utopia if the female sex takes over. Sorry, girls.
Hold on, someone's calling me. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Wait, no. I'm just gonna mute.
Sure.
No, that's fine.
So
sorry, Joe.
Yeah, so sorry, girls.
Yeah.
It's I mean, was there a risk of that at the time?
I mean, this came from Jesus. So.
Like, feel like there's not really a risk of that.
I'm not worried. That's not happening. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Everybody relax. Everybody can just fucking relax.
I love that there were so many mails during this, and people were very concerned about if the women were getting too much control.
Personally, I like a gal who knows what she's doing. I don't like to be the one in the training position all the goddamn time.
It makes it easier when I'm drunk and my wife's driving.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer all humans to know what the fuck they're doing. So,
Yeah. Or at least somebody other than me. That's
yeah, that's just me though. I'm not saying other people should feel that way.
So
Wow, letter page Twitter.
I love letter page stuff. We can get a lot. There's been some crazy stuff. There's been some angry, like there are some letters we can keep showing where the writer is just full on threatening the comic writers and the artists. Like this comic, I'm going to come punch you in the mouth. And the comic prints it and then writes like, "Come on down. I'd like to see you try." And I love the whole.
Tell me about that. Oh my God, I have no experience with that at all.
Yeah.
So
there you have it. So this week, again, we just keep our conversation going. Got some things to look on the side. I've tried to mix it up so that Mumbles won't bitch about having just a bunch of old comics on the screen all at once. So we have things from different eras. So if you just can't stand seeing that Green Lantern issue, you could just stare at Caitlin.
Mumble is going to be bitching, man. I think that's a lost cause.
That's probably pretty true. It is. Mumbles is me. I mean, people just don't know that.
It better not be.
I'm doing this to myself. Yeah.
Oh
where would I have the time?
No shit.
But how about this? This is John Stewart, Green Lantern here.
That coloring is fucked up. I don't know what they were thinking about.
Yeah.
But the Ween Gibbons?
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong with that.
No, that was very solid. This is one of those classic issues that you'd think they put some of these into print as kind of like just standalone. You could just print this one. Like when you started your run, this would have been a good thing to just ship as like a recreation issue.
I don't remember the details of this particular one though. They seem to do a lot of people pushing Hal out of the way. Fuck you, Hal. I'm now Green Lantern.
Well, I mean, like you say, fuck you, Hal. So, hey, Bleeding Cool, you said it again. Get another article up.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, someone's going to put that phrase on a loop.
Yeah.
No. Whatever.
Yeah.
The X-Men versus the Blob, that was a great issue. I'm sorry, folks.
Yeah. This is back before he ran a tiki bar. So.
And I like J. Scott Campbell.
Yeah, who doesn't like J.
So,
it's a good
shoot me in the face.
It's all good stuff. Here's Rob Liefeld giving us Hawk and Dove #1.
I remember that. I've got that.
Wait a minute. Is that a more recent one or is that the Kessel inked one?
The Hawk and Dove?
Yeah.
Is that the new 52?
This is more recent.
That's the new 52, okay.
Yeah.
That came out right around the time where Liefeld started that fight with Scott Snyder on Twitter about how anyone on Batman will sell because it's Batman. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, with that shit.
Yeah. It's good to know that silly fights have gone on forever, but
there
we have it.
Just in the alley, guys. Fuck.
There's Rick Grimes getting a punch in the face, and this is the Mutant Massacre tie-in to Daredevil.
That was a good run. Wasn't that back in the day where each book could have its own crossover event? It didn't have to be in every book.
Yeah, it was. These books crossed over with Mutant Massacre, but you could read it and you didn't feel like Daredevil was getting interrupted by some other event. You could not cross over into any of the mutant books, and you still had a story on your hands. Was
the same writer? Sometimes those crossovers happen because one writer would be writing two different books, and they just tell one big story, even though they didn't seem like they matched.
Well, I feel like this was all because it was Wheezy, Annie Nocenti, Walt Simonson, because this crossed over into Thor because Walt was doing it, and then it crossed over to Daredevil because Annie. So
they are friends.
Yeah, they were all working together. So
this was Nocenti doing this issue, and Sal Buscema was on the art for it.
I love Sal Buscema. Sal Buscema.
Yeah,
he doesn't get enough props at all because his brother was fucking John Buscema. But, Sal's the shit.
Yeah, no, this was a solid run of books.
I own these.
Blue Devil in a Valentine's sort of issue coming out.
That's Paris Cullins, right?
Yep. That was a weird ass title. It's like, what is this book?
Yeah. This I'm never sure they completely understood what they were doing there.
I know. I guarantee you, they were like, "Let's just go. Let's go."
That particular Iron Man's ass is a little too defined in that armor.
Thanks, Joe.
You know how Tony is. He's not going out not looking good. You know, I might get photographed from the back.
For that ass. This run for Iron Man. This was they captured the woman he loves. He's vowed to get her back, and nobody can stop him. And this was when Iron Man was beating the shit out of people. Like he would get on cities, and he would like just punch people into the sky, and you wouldn't see them exploding blood, but they had to be. I mean,
yeah, the 80s were a wild time.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ. I don't even know what I would do with Blue Devil, man. I enjoyed it, but I did not know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine.
I have no idea. That would be like, just fire me. If you want me to leave, just tell me. We want you to do Blue Devil. No, I think you want me to quit. Just tell me to just fire me. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, that would be impossible to do. Yeah, Ben. Iron Cheeks. That's exactly what you got.
Iron Cheeks. That was funny.
Kardashian Iron Man. Yeah, you got all the good liners here. Very nice, Ben.
Go, Ben, go.
Blood Feud was a fun crossover as well. That was
who was he? Who was Spawn crossed with?
Himself. I mean, I think that was just Spawn. Spawn.
McFarlane. Fuck you guys! I'm crossing over in my own book with my own book.
Yeah, this was Tony Daniel. I don't think it's crossed over with other Image titles, but it brought some of the characters together. And
hello,
tell me if I'm wrong. So anyway, there we go. Here we got House of M was rolling on.
Nice.
How did you? What did you? What do you think about these X-Men crossovers, Joe? House of M, was that what did you like that one?
House of M was fine. I feel like I dislike it more in hindsight because of how awful it made the book for like over a decade. But the event itself was fine.
I liked most of them, I think.
Yeah.
No. I especially like. I like the Hulk one, Peter David. Why where he goes to Australia, and they're all terrified.
I liked House of M as a series. I like you. I did not like the outcome of it and what happened.
The one thing I really love about it is Peter David got to use Layla Miller in his X Factor run because they came up with this character who was like really pivotal to House of M, and then he was just like, "Oh, could I use Layla?" And they were just like, yeah, we have no idea what to do with her at this point, so sure. It's like, why did you bother creating this character who is only for this one thing?
Yeah, we don't need her.
Yeah, it's like you have enough characters already. Like,
she irked me, I gotta say. I never was happy with her. Because I know stuff. Shut up.
She knows stuff.
Yeah.
This would be the insufferable personality that would infect all kinds of characters in years to come.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, and I was reading, I'm not a Conan fan, but I was reading this version of Conan.
Fair.
This is introduced Belit there.
Belit.
Yeah.
The Pirate Queen. She was fucking Steve. She was the shit.
Conan hit that real good in many times.
I think she hit it back, too.
That's true. It was, Conan got around. Infinity Inc., this is Roy Thomas and Jerry Ordway.
Yeah, and it was excellent. I remember liking that.
A lot of good characters there that DC then prompted to pretty much forget about.
I'm going to have to defer to Joe on this. I feel like a lot of the time that happens because DC, if it's about anything, is always about legacy. And I thought Infinity Incorporated as a legacy for the Justice Society was a great idea because it took the pressure off the Justice League, for one thing. And it gave it gave the Teen Titans counterparts that weren't them. And I was like, this is awesome. And then it just went off the rails in so many weird ways. So I feel like that has to be editorial shifting around.
Oh, I think so. I mean, it's become more and more obvious the more we talk to people that there was no like actual plan after Crisis. It was like, we need to do Crisis. And then it was like, and then we just hope things work out after.
No, that hope is not a plan. Hope is not a plan.
Yes.
No.
True. Well, I mean, the thing is, we all know a lot of like the books and talk about the books that really did well after Crisis, but a lot didn't. Like Aquaman was reset very quickly after the initial reset of Crisis, for example. And there's a lot of examples of other books like that where they were like, oh shit, we I mean, as much as people like to defend it, like Crisis like messed up the main Bat title for a while. Like Detective was a stronger book for a bit because it was all over the place. They were swapping up writers and artists and
holy shit, I can ask you. You know everything. You weren't there. My rumor mill was that they had a firm plan, but that there was a contingent of writers that were basically like, well, we're not doing that. And that's where Hypertime came from, where they were like, we're going to do whatever we want. We're going to have our own continuity over here. And that's part of what screwed up DC post-Crisis, because if you don't commit to Superman just got here, Batman's only been around for 5 minutes. Like, if you don't commit to that, you're instantly going to fuck everything you just did with the Crisis.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely what happened. I mean, in part, like they did that weird soft thing with Batman where they're like, well, we're not resetting everything, but we are because, well, you know, Titans is too popular, so Dick Grayson can't go back to being Robin, so we have to do Jason Todd, but it's a different Jason Todd who's a completely different character than the pre-Crisis Jason Todd. And they just did all these weird things that made no sense. And I feel like people put like nostalgia goggles on that era, but it took a few years for Batman to really figure out what the fuck he was doing. Like you had year one, but before that there was one writer. Then they eventually got Jim Starlin. And then Denny and Jim were at odds over what to do with Jason Todd and all these different things, and
oh Christ,
it was like just and no one liked him, but part of it was because Jim was also writing him to just be awful.
Yeah, he was awful.
It was just a whole cluster. It was
so wait, so the audience voting on whether Jason gets killed or not, was that pre or post Crisis?
That was post Crisis.
Yeah, that's why. So now I know why.
Yeah, because they changed Jason completely. He's actually kind of like he's just like a sweet boy who's got like he's still got a chip on his shoulder and some anger issues because you know Killer Croc ripped his fucking parents apart. But but then they changed it to him always having been like a bad kid, and it's just weird. And yeah, Batman, A Death in the Family makes no sense. It's terrible. We all act like it isn't, but it's terrible. The significance of it is the voting that happened, but other than that, and you know, and the Jim Aparo art, sure, but
you didn't like the Joker as an ambassador to Afghanistan or Iraq or Iran?
I thought it was Iran. But and then the revelation that Jason Todd's mom's alive, but because he finds a list of potential women, and then he has to go find these different women to discover which one was his mom. It was just like, oh my god, what are we even doing here?
The story has more troubles than the Jeff Loeb Batman, but
and then it eventually tightens up. But I mean, but then you go over to like Detective, and you get like Alan Davis and Norm Brayfogle, and it's like this shit's great.
Yep.
Islamic Joker. That's right. That was very bizarre. But hey, I mean, we can't keep ignoring the elephant in the room. Francis, Brother of the Universe, #1. And I want to point out the restraint Marvel showed here. It was a done in one, his complete life story in one issue.
I mean, they were trying anything back then, right? Didn't they also do like Classics Illustrated and like they were just anything at that point? I think.
I love that Marvel. I love that haircut there. That's some good shit. And I also like the promise of the all Kubert issue of Sergeant Rock.
Well, yes.
But the thing I love about Sergeant that you know, the new DC, there's no stopping us now. I feel like DC on multiple occasions has rolled out like a catchphrase or a slogan like that, followed immediately by like they had something like that, and then the implosion happened. Then I feel like the new DC, there's no stopping us now, is like a year before Crisis or something like that. It's just like that kind of
never make statements like that.
Yeah. Just like on the trade of the first edition trade of Death in the Family, there's a quote from Denny O'Neil, which more or less says, if they ever bring back Jason Todd, this will all be shit. It's like that kind of quote where he's like, if they brought him back, it would be a deep betrayal to everything we worked on. It's like a gripping quote like that. It's like,
it's all written in sand, brother. It's all written in sand.
So Francis, just for what it's worth, Brother of the Universe, written by Rory Gashnick and Mary Jo Duffy. The penciler, though, was John Buscema.
Wow.
And this comic goes, for a decent graded copy for $130.
I can see that.
Okay.
I can see that.
Huh.
Sure.
Probably the comic that's worth the most on this page that you're looking at right now.
But the one that everyone really wants to read is, Batman and Robin.
Stop it. Just kill everyone we know now.
Right before Batman, I think, peed on Robin, because I think that was part of
my God.
he was having doing.
Just no. All the no. That run gets all the no.
Well,
here's Red Hulk. Did you guys like Red Hulk, or was that a dumb gimmick?
I don't like anyone other than Bruce Banner and Jen Walters being Hulks. That's it. Hulk and
sure.
She-Hulk.
I'm with you.
That's it.
Yeah, and no offense to the people who worked on that book, but that's not a creative team where I was like, hold the press, get me over there. I gotta read that. So.
Wait, so Geoff, you're saying you don't? So you like it when there's just like a character or two with the powers in the name, not an entire legion or village of four, for example.
Well, if they're all the same, right? Like, I'm not a big fan of like how many goddamn Robins are there now? Like, there's like a billion, like all currently coexisting, and they're trying to make the company's trying to make something work there. There's how many Batgirls coexisting, and they're like how many, like, let Batman be Batman, let Robin be Robin, and let Dick Grayson grow up and be Nightwing if you want to keep him around. Like, I like heroes to be unique. I'm weird like that, you know.
I think that stuff's great, and unfortunately, now the idea is they want everyone to feel like they could be Robin someday, and at the rate they're going, you're gonna be.
Yeah, well, then it's not. If everyone's special, nobody is. And Mumbles, there are thousands fewer lanterns than when I took over the book. That's the answer.
Solving the problem.
That's right.
Good for you. Yeah. City of Bruce, I'm telling you. So, Doctor Who. This was not a good comic, though.
No, I had a bunch of those comics, and no, they were not good.
Nope, just for the money. Everybody involved was there for the money.
Halo supposedly meeting her mother and father, which, as I recall, was not true.
It wasn't.
It was a scam.
No, it wasn't. It was a scam. I used to love that book.
Yeah.
It was primarily because Gemma Parrow was drawing it, and I was a huge Gemma Parrow fan.
Always tricking Halo. It's because she's blonde.
Yeah. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. This is Star Wars Bounty Hunters, which was one issue instead of an entire series.
Got it.
Series just for Bounty Hunters. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like this run of Star Wars. It was fun.
It was solid.
And,
love me some Warlord.
Warlord running around in his loincloth.
Barely a loincloth. It's a loin belt.
It is. That's right. He didn't have much to hide. I mean, I'm not saying. Who knows?
God bless America.
We don't know. Yeah. He's older. Doomsday Clock. That did you guys? I like Doomsday Clock, but I can't help but feel it. And I think this is kind of a common feeling that it was nice, but it took so long to come out that the whole universe moved on and didn't matter at all by the time it finished. In terms of
that's what killed me. I was really into it for like 4 or 5 issues, and then the delays, and then everything else, and then by the end I didn't care. Which is a shame.
DC had gone in a different direction, so it was heading toward a destination. It was no longer even a destination that it could go to.
I was one of those that was like, why are you milking all this Watchmen stuff this way? It's so disgusting. But I didn't want to like it. I didn't want to, but I did. I didn't want to like it, and I actually liked it. And it was just the delays and the delays and the delays. Like, okay, now I don't care.
Yeah, I enjoyed this story when I read it, and I did have the same kind of trepidation for tying into Watchmen again. But I think Geoff Johns did a really nice story there. Somebody pointed out, yeah, by the time it finished up, Saturn Girl, which was a part of the series, had been kind of taken over, and Bendis had done other things, right? And it's like
other stuff with her, yeah.
It wound up having it wanted to have a very influential ending that didn't matter.
Mumbles is getting mean. Damn.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. Lady, whoever you are.
He brings the fire. It's that's why you hear me typing. It's just me.
Stop it. It better not be hurt, Perch.
No.
I swear to God.
I'm
gonna have to go in about 2 seconds.
I can't write as eloquently as Mumbles when I'm drunk. Are you kidding me? So
fair enough.
Here's A Lonely Place of Dying.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good bit. That was it was Wolfman.
Yep.
Yeah. Beautiful work.
Here's a Nazi helping an old man read to children, apparently. No, he's ripping pages out, actually.
What's with the red, white, and blue Nazis? Where is it set? What time period is it set in?
2021. See what we did there? It's funny.
It's what is it? It's Little Rock.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, again, reminding everyone how popular the Legion is at this time. Get that Legion poster.
Guys, I'm going to have to bounce.
Okay, no worries.
I've got a heart out for doing husband stuff. So
okay, you go do that. Geoff, thank you for coming on and spending some time with us.
Thank you so much.
It's always my pleasure, brothers. We'll get together later.
Yeah, let's jump on the phone this week.
For sure.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and
be well, folks. Have a great weekend.
Joe and I will keep drinking here for a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll keep going for a bit.
There you have it. Here's this Daredevil, by the way, is Daredevil meeting Power Man and Iron Fist, which they've chosen to represent with just a big purple silhouette of Power Man.
Yeah,
I don't know why they would do that, but it's too bad Geoff isn't able to see your goodbye, Mumbles. So how nice.
There we go. But A Lonely Place for Dying was good.
They don't reprint that much. They don't talk about it very much.
No, but like that's back around, like they did enough course correcting, and you started getting people like Norm Brayfogle moving from detective to Batman, and a little bit, and doing some other stuff. But yeah, you actually like that's around when they figured out what the fuck they were doing.
For sure.
Yeah.
This is Dazzler fighting Terex the Tamer. And getting her ass kicked, as I recall.
She got her ass kicked a lot in her own comic. I still think it's crazy that she got defeated by Dr. Doom in her own comic when Dr. Doom gets defeated by everyone constantly.
Well, the same thing happened to Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was also getting her ass kicked by everybody. Both Miss Marvel and Dazzler in their original runs, basically, they didn't do well ever in their comics.
Yeah.
But this is the death of Destiny here, which is, I guess, important with Inferno coming up and all that shit. So,
sure. But that doesn't matter anymore.
No, nothing fucking matters anymore. And of course, some nice Swamp Thing here. Yeah, well, how did Dazzler fight these fuckers with roller skates? I don't know why that's anybody's problem, actually. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a weird.
Yeah, but you could win a 10-speed racer. Nobody ever did because Marvel lies to you. But anyway,
not my Marvel.
Yeah, here's Spidey presented by the Electric Company, and he is very excited to meet Shanna the She-Devil.
Who wouldn't be?
Oh yeah. Okay. Black Star beating the shit out of Supergirl. That's good. So in Supergirl, we're learning that she lives her life in torture and pain and isn't happy. What do you think of that take on Supergirl?
Sucks.
Okay.
I mean, is this? I'm trying to think. Is this the Paul Kupperberg run, the Supergirl?
Of Supergirl, I think so. This is issue 14. This would be an 83. So
yeah. So that's Paul Kupperberg. Yeah. You know,
Very
we
nice.
interviewed Paul Kupperberg if people want to listen to it on the channel. So.
It's a very good interview. It has some good stuff. Remind you
Yeah.
of comics, but Supergirl looks tough and like she's got some shit going. She's not drunk or weepy. Here's I remember this Legends of the Dark Knight book coming out, and it was a weird way. The first new solo, in quotes, Batman book since 1940. It always felt like they were trying to scam you with this.
I mean, that's obviously a scam with the amount of the Bat Family book and all the other stuff, but this is a solo.
Yes, it's first solo book. Yeah. It's there's some good solid things. Anyway, this is I think John Byrne when he was on Wolverine for a period of time. This was a solid Wolverine run back here. Here's Quasar, this is a Crusader. But wait a minute, what was the deal with this Fantastic Four? This was ultimately what would become Quasar. What am I forgetting here?
That might have been. This is such a weird, dead area of Fantastic Four. I feel like it's just not a long or well remembered sort of period.
No, this was between eras where people would get very excited, but it's a good. There are some good comics. This was a good story, but it is part of the forgotten time of this series. I think this has been, Marvel Boy from the 50s. There you go. So people who are much smarter than me in the chat doing this, but this was also a great Batman's and the Outsiders. So
yeah,
and this is getting the new Giffen Legion poster, like you said, once again pimping the Legion.
Yeah.
Geoff ducked out as there's a Green Lantern cover here with his favorite Hal Jordan. But was
this the start of, or this was right around the start of that Len Wein
171. Yes, this would be right at the beginning of that.
Nice.
Yeah. And here's this is my favorite of the Fall of the Mutants, and I think one of my favorite. We've talked about this before, but Fall of Mutants remains kind of one of my favorite kind of X crossovers. Is where does it land for you?
No, the Fall of Mutants is probably my favorite in just terms of like crossover events from X-Men. I really like Fall of Mutants. I'd be struggling to think of one that I like more.
Well, what was great about this series is there were some other tie-ins, but really you had 9 total issues, 3 for X-Men, 3 for X-Factor, 3 for New Mutants. You could read all 9. You could just read the 3 in that series, and it was completely fine. It was actually truthful in that you didn't have to read them all. The story would make sense. But this Mark Silvestri X-Men, which had the X-Men fighting I think they're a Freedom Force at this period of time down in Dallas, Forge, and like just some great shit. This was just one of the incredible. The X Factor was fighting Apocalypse over in theirs, and then the New Mutants were fighting some kind of pedophile in theirs.
Yeah, and one of them died.
Yeah, but it all.
What was it? They kill off Doug Ramsey just to so we get that really cool issue in Tennosaurus that ends up not going anywhere.
That's right.
Yeah. Great time.
Oh. He's married now.
I've heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, and this is an interesting part of X. This is like Len Wein was he still co-writing, or was this like one of the first issues he was off the co-writing of X-Men?
If he wasn't, it was close. This is right before the time period where it would become Claremont's completely. So, but this was these are some great comics here right there. I wait a minute. I love hearing Perch get drunk and praise Silvestri. What? Okay. Well, you're in luck. I'll praise Silvestri drunk or so. Silvestri to me is one of the top X artists of all time.
Yeah. Oh no, it was Bill Mantlo he co-wrote that one with, not Wein.
Wein had ducked out and vanished by this period. Huh?
Yeah, I love the amount of stories of incredibly talented people who the last thing they wanted to do was X-Men.
Yeah.
Like Len was so quick to be like, I want the fuck off this book.
Yeah. How about canceled and disgraced writer Frank Miller, Ronin? I feel like this is one of the series that people have largely forgotten about. They go with Batman, they go with Sin City, they go with some of the other Dark Knight Returns, but Ronin was was really, I think, one of his more solid pieces of work.
Yeah, it's just one of his bigger flops, which I think is part of where that all went. No fault of his own, but yeah, it's something where people should check out.
I think that could come back now and they could print it, and as long as nobody got too PO'd about Frank Miller's name on it, which I don't. Is that really a thing? By the way, we've talked about it before, but I feel like in comics, very few people are aware of this Frank Miller controversy that went around social media, and most people just view him as the guy who created a bunch of comics that are very expensive now.
Yeah, no. I no one cares. I mean, we go over those Amazon numbers. No one actually cares.
Yeah.
It's they like acting like it's a big deal, but there's a lot of that going on right now with people talking about what Steve Ditko really would have wanted, who have never met him, and things like that.
There's a lot of people talking about about Ditko, about a lot of deceased creators and what they really thought and cared about, and that it drives me nuts. I think Ditko is a very interesting personality, and anyway, so good stuff. But we're going to talk to Chris Claremont very soon. People are mentioning that in the chat. So I think that should happen before the year is out, which I can't wait to do. Millennium. The Millennium was also one of those events that kind of vanished from DC's mentality.
Yes, it really has. And also, not a great 90s show.
No. Man, that came in with so much hype too, because that was that's the X-Files kind of spinoff, right?
Yeah, it was eclipsed by the Millennium. Is the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't they get Trent Reznor to do the soundtrack for Millennium and as well to kind of really tap into that 90s thing that nobody gave a shit about?
They might have. That might have been around the time he won a Grammy for a song that had the term fist fuck in it.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. Are we going to avoid talking about X-Men? We've been talking about X-Men all over the place. What do you want us to talk about with X-Men? The fact that there's too many fucking X-Men books?
Well, I really want someone to splice certain interviews together or something, so we can go from, we needed an event like House of M, so that way we could get the X-Men down to like under 100 mutants, because there's way too many, to now where it's like we created a new island to double the mutant population to well into the 20 millions, and like
they're all over the goddamn place. It makes me absolutely insane. Here's this is an X-Men annual. This was a great one. This introduced Longshot. I think this was Art Adams was the interior for this as well. This is what happened. The X-Men went to Mojo World, became babies. The New Mutants had to don new costumes and basically go kick the shit out of them, and it was weird and crazy.
Yes,
I don't know. I love this era.
That was a good point, but yeah,
drug Mojo completely overused him to death.
The best use of Mojo is in that first Longshot miniseries with Art Adams. That is the absolute best. And after that, they just made him increasingly more of a dumb, intolerable joke.
I didn't mind him in Australia. I think when they folded him in the team and he was banging Dazzler, that was okay. And
sure,
they did really kind of fuck up Longshot. I did like that miniseries, and that miniseries is another case where it's hard to find. Actually, I would love to absolutely would love to talk to Todd McFarlane. He wouldn't want to deal with me, but maybe one day we will do that interview with Todd McFarlane. If
there you go,
some of these other losers on YouTube can get these interviews, and I probably couldn't anyway. But
no, but there are a lot of losers that get interviews. You're right.
Yeah. Here's Wonder Woman Conan. This is right before Marvel got the Conan license, I believe, by like a year or two.
That makes sense. I'm trying to think. Yeah. I thought it was Gail. Yeah.
This was Gail Simone. Yeah. And Aaron Lopresti and there's somebody else involved in this book as well that I think was uncredited on the cover. But anyway, West Coast Avengers 16, Hellcat, screwing up Iron Man's life even here. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Tiger went through a lot of changes during this. Anyway. Peter Porker,
The YA Spider-Ham book from Scholastic comes out next week.
Yeah, there you go. This is trying to recreate Star. I think Scholastic's going to do well with these, and there is recently stealth canceled Rainbow Rowell's Runaways #1.
God, I hated that so much. Like, what a god awful comic. Like honestly, like, and I'm a big fan of the the Brian K. Vaughan stuff. I picked that up. Like, that was one of those comics I picked up, off the new release wall when issue 1 came out, and kept going from there. Back when it first ran. But just the whole thing of, like, I hate the cynical bits that when you get these people that don't actually know comics coming in to write comics because they wrote novels, and then you just let them have whatever they want. Like, oh, we're going to bring Gretsch back from the dead because you want to do that, and let's just ruin everything and all the stakes and emotions we built up leading to it. It was just, I just hated it.
I didn't like the resurrection. I did think I thought Runaways ended in a place that actually mattered to the team, and they did seem to want to undo it. But once they'd done undoing it, it didn't go anywhere. They mainly just hung around the house.
Yeah,
like it felt like they brought people back but weren't really sure, and it also felt like that title was wanting to go somewhere, but then they were told to just kind of hold their ground for a while, and just, I don't know. It was
it was, what a waste.
Here is there's some cool Brett Blevins Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
He's squeezing the shit out of him there. I don't know if he actually appears. I think it was just a Doom bot because they didn't rate actual Doom, but
oh yeah,
he's squishing him good. So, and this is that was always a nice iconic Web of Spider-Man cover as well. And Miracle Man, another title that Marvel put a lot of hype toward and then did fucking nothing with.
Very weird. It's weird to me that there's some creators that, like, DC can get Neil on a book and it's like printing money for them. And then Marvel's had Neil on a few projects and you can't get anyone to care. It's very weird.
Yeah, that is. I mean, Marvel seems to be very strange where they get these creators who in theory sell well, and then they choose not to. They market it a little bit. Like Miracle Man was heavily hyped in the San Diego Comic-Con 2007. And then the actual title came out a while later, and there was almost no attention toward it. And then it's just kind of died a quiet death. It just they never went anywhere with it. And I don't get why not.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's all garbage. So anyway, we've hit the end. So, and Wendy is an unusual name because the N comes in the middle, which sounds kind of dirty, but that's fine. Joe, it's been
that Robin he looks so haggard there. He's just like haggard, world-weary Robin.
Well, this is a Robin who's had to do a lot for Batman. You'd look like that too, I think. This Robin has seen a lot of things down in the back. He is dead inside. He's even having to make this dumb joke. He's not happy at all.
No.
Joe, I want you to thank you for joining me tonight. Obviously, Geoff, who had to depart a little bit early, I want to thank him for coming tonight. We have a couple things. So, as mentioned, I'll put it here. Yeah, we're going to launch a comic here next week. So hopefully that's exciting. It's small, not a big deal, but big for some people, and it's all part of kind of this rolling. Get some comics out there, and I hope people enjoy them, and I hope you like what's going on there. It should be something hopefully a little fun for you. And then week after, I think October 8th, right? Joe Casey is going to join us here for a live stream.
Right.
And looking forward to that. We have some good interviews coming up, so very excited for all of that. Mumbles would like to thank Joe for being here. Would like to not thank Joe for being here. Okay. Yeah. See, I thought you were being nice, Mumbles, but there you go. Overall, I hope everybody has an amazing weekend. Joe, you going to do anything special this weekend?
I have a couple of friends with birthdays I'm seeing tomorrow, and then Sunday, getting lunch with a co-writer to work out an outline for an unannounced book that we're working on. So yeah,
Very nice.
should be fun.
That's exciting. I'm anxious to have one of our books come out here soon.
That would be great.
Yeah, we'll get it very soon. If you are watching, you enjoyed your time, throw a like on that. I guess YouTube will give me a hand job if I get 100 likes. So we're 9 away, and that would be wonderful. But yeah, keep going back. We'll keep putting out videos. I think you're not on the the Thinking Critical show tomorrow morning, right?
I'm not, because my day starts early for me, like 9. But
yeah.
But no, and I'm just this weekend I quickly went from there's not that much going on to way too much going on. But it's going to be Ash's birthday Sunday. That's great.
Right. Hey, happy birthday. Happy early birthday, Ash.
Yes.
Also, we need to have you come on and we need to chit chat. I miss our conversations as well. And I got 101 likes. So I'm getting that hand job. So thank you very much.
Excellent.
Best fans ever. I will be on the West's show in the morning, either drunk or hungover, whatever the case may be. We'll find out. Well, let's find out together. And everybody, have a great night, great weekend. See you next week.